Yo, what's up guys? This podcast was brought to you by 138. We're a new streetwear brand. If you haven't seen us, go check us out, www.138.co.nz, or find us on Instagram at _138 and 138 on all platforms. You can also watch this, listen to this podcast on Spotify, iTunes and Soundcloud. Quickly before we start, if you are listening, wherever you are listening, please take a photo of where you are. Show us where you're listening to us. We want to see where you are. If you're at the top of the mountain, if you're doing a gym session, send us a photo. Tag us in it so we know where you're listening from, and enjoy the podcast. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coffee on the Couch.
138.
Basically today we're just going to be running through something that came to mind over a couple recent posts, and it is why haters are good for business. And it's going to be short and sharp. I'm basically just going to get straight to the point. One of the reasons why haters are good for business is that they attract attention to your company, or to yourself, whoever you are, if you're a self-branding person or even if you're not. Haters help you attract attention. So what I mean by that is if someone comments on your Instagram post, the way the algorithms work is that the more comments that post gets, Instagram thinks that it's more useful, more entertaining, and so they put it in front of more people. So it helps. And if a conflict starts going, people go back and forth on your post, that helps. So haters are actually good in that sense. But also, it gives you an opportunity to show your character. And obviously something that I talk a lot about is that I try to be a transparent, open and genuine and be myself. And 138 is sort of a reflection of myself. And the way I react to things and what people see, how I react to things and how people see that, is it shows my character. The person that I am, and it gives me an opportunity to do that. I was listening to the ICE project, and he talks about this 90-second chemical reaction, and basically when something is said to you, or if you see something that affects you emotionally, in the first 90 seconds a chemical reaction happens in your body where for 90 seconds you feel, if it's hate, you feel aggressive, angry, whatever it is, for 90 seconds, and then anything after that, that's on you. So that first 90 seconds, chemical reaction, human reaction. After that, that's your personality. So if you are still feeling angry after 90 seconds, or if you're still feeling hurt after 90 seconds, that is something that can be completely worked on by you. It also teaches you how to deal with hate, and this is sort of going back to what I talked about before, but being able to separate your emotions and don't let it become personal. So something that I look back at now, there was a post where I had about, like 95% of people were positive about it, and maybe 5% weren't, thought I was doing the wrong thing. But anyway, I got quite upset about that because I thought I was doing a really good thing, and the way I reacted to it is I put a post on our story saying, if you remember, we don't stand for keyboard warriors, neither should you, basically exposing them. And I look back at it now and I'm disappointed with how I reacted. And I guess it's very easy for you to, obviously you have an emotional connection with something you own. I own 138, I built it from nothing. So things to do with 138 affect me emotionally, they do. But I'm getting better at not letting it become personal. So if I look back at that now, I feel really bad. And one of the reasons why is, if you listen to Gary Vee or Adi Savia, they both talk about a lot about, I'm assuming Adi got it from Gary Vee, is that someone has to be in a really bad place to stop scrolling on the Instagram and find something hurtful or hateful to comment on your post. For them to actually stop and do that, they must be in a really bad place themselves, and you got to feel sorry for them in that sense. So, and I don't mean like a dick sort of way saying I feel sorry for you, you're a hater. I literally mean like you actually have to feel sorry for them because they actually might be in a really bad place themselves, and that's what's making them sort of let it out. You talk about, or you hear about kids who are bullies are actually bullied themselves in some way. So it's almost sort of like that. Without conflict or restriction, where's their growth? So in any aspect of life, like let's say you're trying to build muscle in your body, you're trying to build a bigger chest. How do you do that? You pump weights. Weights is restricting your muscles. Conflicting. That is how you grow. And same with every other aspect of life, including this. How are you supposed to grow your character, your personality, and your business when you're not having anyone come back at you? And maybe they are right. So instead of actually just taking it emotionally and throwing it to the side, or just saying thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Actually see what they're saying and be like, maybe they are right. Like, maybe I can actually take that on board. Another cool thing that happens is guys start weighing in for you. So like I've had hateful comments on our stuff, and people will reply for me, like customers will reply for me. And this is another reason it helps you, is because it develops an even more emotional connection with your customers. Because if you followed us, you know that we try and create a connection between us and our customers, and you guys, and we bring you along on our journey. You are a part of our journey. You see everything that happens, the good and the bad. Therefore, you feel an emotional tie with us. That's what we want. And what happens is, when people hate on that, customers that are like loyal to us, and customers that enjoy what we do, feel something emotional when someone does that. So they feel more inclined to help you out, and it ends up creating a more emotional tie with them because they feel like they helped you. Don't get me wrong, like it is good to have a bit of banter and to throw it back at sometimes, like obviously, but when it starts getting emotional, or when you start feeling it becomes personal, that's when you cut it, I believe. I think it needs to be, banter is banter, and keep it at that kind of thing. So like we had a reply to one of our stories, and I still remember it. Some guy just like replied D's, and if you hadn't heard that, it's like I would have said like D's what, and he would have said D's nuts in your mouth, and I literally just replied off the 138 account, in your mouth, and he was like, got me, bro. And that's sweet. Like I don't care. I never felt offended by that. Like it's funny, and I hope he didn't feel offended by that either. Like it doesn't really matter. And I don't think just because you're in a business, or you're running a business page or whatever, even if you're not, or you're trying to look out for your personal brand, I don't feel like you need to be professional in the way you reply. Being positive and not letting hate affect you emotionally is completely different to replying professionally. So like we reply with bro, we reply with swear words when people do it to us. Like we're very chill in that sense, and when it comes to banter and stuff like that, we're very chill with that too. But I just feel like if you're gonna let it affect you emotionally, that's when negative things start happening with your business. Because just always look at it, if I can say the two main things is, always look at when someone is giving you hate, know that they are maybe not in a good place, and don't separate your personal emotions from your business.